Mr. Dewar, he's ready. He's here.
He's right there. He's ready on.
Oh, Mr. Dewar.
Good afternoon.
I'm looking all over here. You're right there. Got it. Okay, this is Buildor LLC versus Amanda Williams, 24-08821. Appearance for the record.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Sam Dewar here on behalf of Plum.
What's your name, ma'am?
Amanda Williams.
Okay. Today was the date that was set for a hearing for non-payment of rent. My understanding is that the parties have entered a conditional dismissal. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. Would you like me to put the terms on the record, Your Honor?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Rent to retain in box 2A, $5,428.10. Court cost 2B, $181.06. Total 2D, $5,609.16. That is for the time period ending March 31st, 2025. According to our conditional dismissal, defendant will pay in certified funds $2,000 by March 17th, 2025, $1,500 by March 28th, 2025, and the balance $2,109.16 by April 11th, 2025. The defendant has also waived the 56 rule. Box 4B is checked, box 7 is checked, and all parties have signed. May I approach?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Williams, that's complete and accurate as to how you want to proceed. Okay, you understand that you have the right in this matter to be represented by an attorney? You want to give up your right to be represented by an attorney? You also have the right to proceed to trial. You could demand a jury trial in this matter. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you understand that at the time of your trial, you can present any evidence that you believe gives you reason to lawfully withhold the rent. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You want to give up your right to have a hearing or a trial in this matter?
Yes.
Does anyone threatening you to do that?
No.
Any promises being made to you for giving up these rights?
No.
Okay, so the matter will be dismissed today upon the condition that you pay the past due amount, $5,609.16 for rent due through a period of March 31st, 2025. Again, defendant to pay in certified funds $2,000 by March 17th, $1,500 by March 28th, and $2,109.16 by April 11th. Defendant waives the 56-day rule. Partial performance will not satisfy this agreement. So that means you have to do exactly what you say you're going to do here in section 3, paying that full amount. Otherwise, if you don't, that Mr. Dewar can request to have judgment entered against you without noticing you of another court date. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for the court?
No.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the right you gave up, you can return to the court and request to have this agreement set aside, okay?
Okay.
We'll get your copy in just a moment. Any additional matters, counsel?
Nothing further. Thank you.
You're all set, ma'am. You can have a
Thank
seat
you.
back there until we get your copies.
Okay.
This is the matter of Rwood Investments versus Jessica Evans, 24-08930. Appearance for the record.
Thank you. Sam Dewar here on behalf of Plum.
What's your name, ma'am?
Jessica Evans.
Okay, Ms. Evans, today was the date scheduled for a hearing. This is for non-payment of rent, and there's a conditional dismissal.
Yes, there is, Your Honor.
Terms on the record, please.
Thank you. Your Honor, conditional dismissal signed by both parties says that on or before March 31st, 2025, the defendants will pay $1,707.10, which is reflected in 2A. 2B, court costs $173.20, total $1,880.30 to be paid on or before March 31st, 2025 for the period ending March 31st, 2025. 4B is checked, 7 is checked, and again, all parties have signed. May I approach?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Ms. Evans, that's accurate as to how you want to proceed in this case.
Yes.
You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You understood that, right?
Yes.
You want to give that right up?
Yes.
You also have the right to proceed to a trial or a hearing, which was scheduled for today. And at the time of that hearing and or trial, you have the right to present evidence that will establish if you had a lawful reason to withhold your rent. You understand that?
Yes,
You want to give up your right to demand a trial on this matter?
yes,
Anybody threatening you to do that?
no,
Anyone threatening you to give up your right to an attorney?
no,
The case will be dismissed today upon the agreement that you paid the total amount of past rent, $17.07 plus court costs, $173.20 for a total amount, $1,880.30 for rent due through a period of March 31st, 2021. And partial performance will not satisfy this agreement. So you got to do that amount and pay it on the dates that you're going to pay it or vacate unless you have some other agreement. 2025, I'm sorry,
Oh, you said 2021.
2025, I'm sorry. March 31st, 2025.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see. There's no further conditions. Okay,
Nothing there.
very good.
I apologize about that.
No problem. That's what
We
I'm
had some
saying.
negotiations going back and forth.
No worries. Okay. As you have 3 business days from today's date, once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood your rights, you can return to the court and request to have that agreement set aside, okay? We'll get your copy in just a moment. Thank you. And Mr. Dewar, you have one more, but I don't know if you're ready on that.
We are ready, Your Honor. It's 8822 with Mr. Tyra representing the defendant.
To Jos LLC versus Roy Williams, 24-08822.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sam Dua here on behalf of the plaintiff.
As no, Your Honor, Elijah Tyler, P 86242 on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Williams.
Thank you. Today was the date set for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. Was there a resolution?
Your Honor, I was off last week. I just got back in the office this morning, realized Mr. Tyra was representing the defendant. We have some discrepancies in the ledger we'd like to go over, and if we could have a short adjournment, that would be wonderful. Hopefully, it will come to terms in either a dismissal or a conditional dismissal. Yes.
March 26th. March 26th at 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions for the court today, sir?
No.
Okay, we'll get you notices to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You ready on the matter with Robert Pearl?
yes, Judge.
Okay, 5HC 5 Capital, Senior versus Robert Pearl, 24-09235. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. For the record, Rania Haddad, P 84927 for the plaintiff.
Is Robert Pearl here?
That's me right here.
I called your case. Why are you back there? Did it work before? I thought you did. You know how this works. Okay. State your name for the record.
Robert Young, Earl III.
Today was the date set for a hearing for non-payment of rent. Did you all come to resolution?
Your Honor, I spoke with the defendant, however, we are unable to come up with a resolution at this point. There's a rent retain of $5,870.89, attorney fees and costs of $172.85, for a total redemptive amount of $6,043.74. The last time we received payment was in May of 2024, Your Honor. The defendant does not contest the amount due and owing, just is requesting some time to pay, but we don't have any indication of any legal aid representing him or any financial assistance coming forthcoming. And so we would be seeking a judgment today, Your Honor, for that total balance due and owing today. And they,
Okay, Mr. Young, this is an eviction for non-payment of rent. Do you have a lawful reason why you haven't turned over your rent?
Yes, ma'am, I've had some financial difficulties. And I spoke,
My question was not, do you have a reason? I used a very important word. Do you have a lawful reason? So the law allows you to withhold your rent if there is maybe a condition with the property that makes your property uninhabitable and you're going to escrow your rent with the court while they resolve it. That's what I'm asking you. Is there some reason why you haven't paid your rent? You having financial difficulty does not, under the law, give me reason to let you stay in their property. So you're not disputing that you owe the amount that they're saying you owe?
I'm not disputing the amount that I owe,
Okay,
but I've been staying there with no heat at all.
okay.
First of all,
Why do you not have any heat?
I don't know. My heat is out. My heat's been not working since last year.
Do you notify them that you didn't have any heat?
A couple of times I notified.
How
them.
did you notify them?
Just by letting them know.
I
And then
get it. I get that.
And then I put in,
Letting them know was notifying. It's the same thing. How did you let them know?
I let them know in writing.
Okay,
That was several months ago. That was about like the beginning of October. And I haven't put in another notice since then.
so you notified them in October that you were without heat, and so you went the whole winter without heat?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you stay warm?
I stole
Stole what?
stove
Stove. Oh, you used
in
the
my
stove
kitchen.
to heat the entire unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other conditions of the property that you're concerned about?
Not really, no. Just the heat.
You said you notified them in writing in October.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you follow up with them?
I didn't hear that, ma'am. What'd you say?
Did you follow up with them when you didn't get any maintenance on the heat?
Well, I talked to the maintenance man. I know him, we've been through 8 managers in 40 years that I've been a resident at Capital Commons. We've been through numbers of maintenance men since I've been at Capital Commons.
When you followed up with the maintenance man about the heat, what did he say?
He said he'll get to it.
And he never came?
No, ma'am.
Did you follow up with anybody else?
No, ma'am. Except for the manager. We've been through several managers. Here's their 8th manager right here.
So you told the manager you didn't have?
Not this man, not this.
You told the
lady here.
manager you didn't have any heat?
Yes, not this lady here.
Okay, I get
I
that,
didn't speak to her.
but whoever the manager was at the time, you told them that you didn't have any heat?
Yes, ma'am.
What did the manager say to you?
But they will get to it.
Oh, they also they'll get to it, okay.
Obviously, there's something wrong with management. If you've been through 8 managers in 4 years, they come like opening the door and closing the door.
Your Honor, my client is here and she can address any issues that were just presented to the court.
What's your name, ma'am?
Maya Champlin.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes,
Okay, and you're the property manager for this unit?
yes,
Okay, you can question your.
yes. What is your position? You indicated to the court it was the property manager, correct? Yes. How long have you been the property manager for? Since January. Okay, and are you familiar with the books and records kept for the defendant Robert Pearl for the address 500 South Pine, unit number 803? Yes. Okay, and you heard the statements that Mr. Pearl made on the record with regards to the heat. Can you offer any information with regards to the heat? First and foremost, I would ask you the maintenance, what is the procedure to put in a work order or a request with management with regards to any potential repair issues or concerns, for example, the heat?
So work orders are located outside our office. You take a work order, fill it out, and then turn it into management, which then we would give to the maintenance man. Telling the maintenance man a work order, it doesn't work that way. You have to let us know so we can distribute it to them.
And to your knowledge, was there any work orders entered for Mr. Pearl with regards to the heat issue?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, and so generally, how long would it take if someone was to put in a request for any issue with regards to the heat? How long would it take to get somebody out there?
So heat is considered an emergency, so somebody would come within 24 hours.
Okay, so Your Honor, it seems a little bit convenient to me that there was no travel issue here, and that if heat is attributed to habitability, and if my client had received proper notice with regards to the heat, this is the first I'm hearing about it. I spoke with the defendant, he never indicated anything. Last hearing, there was no indication of heat. One would think that there would be an urgency to bring up any heat issues, regardless of what the status of the cases would be today. So.
Does he have heat now?
No,
I'm asking.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, am I looking at you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, does he have heat, ma'am?
To my knowledge, I've not been in his unit.
He said
but to
he
my
said he
knowledge-
put in in writing, a request for his heat to be repaired in October.
I have not seen that. I've been working with the property. since
Somebody's gotta tell me if he's got heat. You got a maintenance man that can go in there today? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Just for the record? You
I'll
gonna-
be home.
No, I want him to go in right now while we're in court and see if you got heat.
I can send somebody. right now.
Absolutely,
You want me to call him?
off the record. Tell him to send you, turn the heat on and send you a video.
Okay.
And tell you if the temperature goes up. We can wait. It's only 2:39. She's been here all day anyways. Rather than have you come back.
I appreciate that, Judge, thank you.
I'll call the next case while she does that.
Just-
You can have a seat back there while they investigate the
Okay.
heat issue.
hold on. I have another 2:30, I don't think she's showed up, do we want to wait a little bit for that one?
Which one?
It is. Looks like case ending in 238, Brittany Dukes. So my notes indicate that she did not show up, she appeared via Zoom in the last hearing.
What's the full case number?
It is 2409-238 LT. Well, obviously, LT.
Was she the one that tried to send someone else?
Think so.
So there might be a confusion because she appeared via Zoom the last hearing, but couldn't turn on her video. So
It was
she-
not her.
Okay,
I said I told her she had to appear in person that day, otherwise the fault would enter.
Right.
She refused to appear. The person who appeared via Zoom definitely had a different voice than the person who appeared later after court was over. And different energy. The person who appeared via Zoom was very polite. When I said you got to turn your video on, it was all my phone is broke. Well, then you need to appear in person so I can identify who you are. And at the time, one of the property representatives was present and could attest that that's not the voice of the person that lives in the unit. And so I advise you have to appear in person today, and that's was in the morning. So I can verify, otherwise there's going to be a default against Ms. Dukes. Court ended after 11 o'clock, and then someone with a different phone identification logs in. This person have their picture on there and different voice. I can recognize this is not the same voice. And this one has an attitude. It tells me she's not gonna be able to, she ain't coming in here. And so she failed to appear and then didn't come later to deal. I told if you don't appear today, there'll be a default. So
Okay.
I think that's why it was removed. Was there a default filed?
Yeah, no.
No default was filed,
Okay.
but you can submit one
I
today.
do have one. That would be for. All that information.
Does not require some apartment. She had a default. Maybe not. Are you ready on your matter, ma'am?
Yes, it's against Jennings is the last name, and I believe that she has counsel,
Okay.
and we have a CD, I filed it, we just gotta put the terms on.
She's right.
Oh, all right. Cool. Did you have an attorney?
Yeah, okay. Elijah, I haven't seen him yet, I just wanted to come here.
What's her last name?
Jenny.
Jennings?
LG Park Place, V. Jennings.
So is it Teresa Jenny?
Yeah.
It sounds like you.
It's the one that I started.
Oh, it's crossed out. That's why. I'm like, because I glazed over because it's crossed out. Got it. There's a conditional dismissal.
And her attorney might be on the.
He's here. He just stepped out. He was here on another matter, so he's probably talking to someone else.
Okay.
What's going on with, who's here for Capital Park versus Michael Wetmore?
Your Honor.
Are you ready?
Looks like the tenant may have gone to the wrong courthouse, so he's on his, my understanding is he's on his way. If the court's
Sounds
on the
good.
way, we're also on the way.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
What about Circle West Apartment versus Terrence Martin?
Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The next, I'm sorry,
You're on that one.
I'm on that one.
Do you hear on behalf of Piper Law Firm?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
no problem. No, who's here? I thought I saw, did I see someone here for Capital Firm?
Not for.
I saw Miss Tolzman, I think. She was probably talking to Tyra, no? Yeah, she peeked in here, so she might be talking to.
Ms. Tolzman, I think she's only here for food. She told me food.
Her name is on the docket. It says Tolzman, and I believe she stepped out, but I know she's here. But who's here for Piper? Not Piper, for Burkhardt. Capitol Park versus Michael Wetmore. Is there a Michael Wetmore here?
Let's check him.
Okay, dismiss.
Michael Wetmore, he was the one that written.
I'm sorry,
So he was the one that read.
Dukes? What, not, wait, of Rit?
Yeah, but.
Or the
it
phone?
was like he was
Wetmore.
crazy.
Out?
Yeah.
But no one appeared.
I don't know about the property.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't think there's an attorney here for Burkhardt.
Tyra is in speaking with the Burgess and Ms. Tolzman is speaking with the plaintiff. Marilyn Jones.
What,
He was released though. We looked it up.
Oh, he is?
On the 3rd, he didn't appear.
Well, he's not here now.
So wait, we were supposed to read him? Is that what happened?
Right.
But he was released.
On the 3rd.
I wonder how we know that he knew that he was to be here. We gotta reset it. He was released on the 3rd. I don't know that he has noticed that he was supposed to be here, because we were ready in here. Yeah, I'm just gonna cross that out. March 26th, at what time? 30. At 2:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Sir, what's your name? It's what? Thank you. We're waiting for him. You ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On the record in the matter of Circle West Apartments versus Terrence Martin, 25-00152. You can come forward, sir. Counsel, your appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Connor Flaherty, P84485, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, standing in for Piper Legal. I'm joined by Ms. Kendall Cole, who's the property manager. She's sitting in the gallery.
Okay, Mr. Terrence Martin is here in person at the court. I heard you went to the wrong courthouse today. Oh, I'm glad you found your way over here. Today is the date scheduled for a hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. Did you all resolve this?
Well, it's my understanding, this is news to me, but it's my understanding that Mr. Martin has filed, or not filed, but he's tendered a 30-day notice to move. I haven't spoken with Mr. Martin about that yet, but it's my understanding that he plans on moving out.
Is that correct? Okay, so what are you looking to do today?
Well, I'm thinking, and I can speak with Mr. Martin in more detail about this, but we could put together a conditional dismissal, read it on the record if you'd like, Your Honor, that way we
Yes,
don't have to
please.
come back. I only have a judgment prepared, so would it be possible to get a printout of the conditional dismissal from the court, and then we can fill it out together
Yes, please.
outside?
We'll do it right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem.
Thank you. You wanna join me outside and discuss this further?
Tolson and Tyler still talking.
Yeah, ahead of the break, ahead of the curve, though, and fine. They were at 2:45. Have about 10 more minutes. before we do something. Somebody was here for Osborne, no? That's you. Okay, we're waiting to put that dismissal on the record?
Yes.
Tell Mr. Terry, he's gotta come put the dismissal on the record, then he can go talk to Ms. Bozeman.
Okay.
It penalizes the people that use their time before court. Like attorneys should do.
I don't have hardly any criminal experience. I worked for Christina like for 3 years.
Okay.
And so she practiced criminal law, so like as an assistant, I had some, but that was prior to there being a prosecutor's office. Like
A public defender's
Yeah,
office.
yeah.
Mhm. They had a court appointed. I used to do that as well. I had private practice and I was on the court appointed list.
Okay.
This is TS Lansing LLC versus Talisa Jennings, 25-00176.
Yes,
Appearance,
come on.
please.
Sorry, yes, good afternoon, Your Honor, Victoria Osborne, to the plaintiff.
Large tower PA 6242.
Okay, and I understand that you will have a conditional dismissal for today. You can say the terms for the record.
Okay, thank you. The defendant owes past due rent through the month of March in the amount of $1,148 with court costs and fees in the amount of $244.59. That totals $1,392.59. Defendant agrees to pay plaintiff $400 on the third Friday of each month, which will be 3/21/25, 4/18/25, and 5/16/25. That leaves one remaining payment of $192.59 to be paid on 6/20/25. That's in addition to the defendant's normal monthly rent. Defendant understands that default on the terms of this agreement, plaintiff may proceed without further notice or process to defendant, and partial payment will not prevent issuance of a order of a writ of eviction.
Mr. Tyra, that's complete and accurate.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry.
I believe that I submitted the,
Oh, it's in my file?
yes, Your Honor. Is the one I have is not signed.
Mr. Tyra, I hate to break up the conversation about her wonderful assistant. However, is that complete and accurate as to how you all want to proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and ma'am, you understand your right to have a trial in this matter, and you could have demanded a jury trial? Yeah. Do you want to give up that right to trial today in order to have the conditional dismissal entered?
Yeah.
Is anybody threatening you to do that?
No.
When did you file it?
Yesterday?
Yesterday afternoon or first thing this morning.
I don't see it in here. Let me double check something here. I see it here. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I was checking to learn.
Okay. Okay, I have an executed agreement here. You again understand the rights that you're giving up, ma'am?
Yes.
You also understand that partial performance will not satisfy this, so you have some conditions of how you're gonna make those payments. You gotta follow that if you want to keep this conditional dismissal. You understand that?
Yes.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood the rights you gave up, you can return to the court, request to have this agreement set aside, and explain how you misunderstood the right that you gave up, which was your right to trial, okay? Do you have any questions for the court? I'll get you a copy of that in just a moment. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Ma'am, Ms. Jennings, we're gonna give her a copy of the signed paperwork. We're gonna give you a copy of the paperwork. Back on the record in the matter of FHC 5 Capital versus Robert Pearl. You can come up, Mr. Pearl. Return to the court with such urgency. I assume you were ready to proceed, correct, counsel?
Yes, Judge, we are ready to proceed. Rania Haddad, P 8497, for the plaintiff again. My client is sitting to my left. State your name for the record again.
Maya Champlin.
Okay, I adjourn so that you could send someone into Mr. Pearl's unit because he has indicated today that he does not have any heat and has not had heat, at least since notifying you all in October. Does he have heat?
Your Honor, my client was able to send maintenance out there. We have a picture. What is this device called?
Thermometer, I don't know what the specific word was, but it detects the temperature if the heat is flowing out or not.
And so I'm looking at a picture indicating that the heat is at 101.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So there is indeed heat in the unit, Your Honor.
Now, see?
May I approach?
Yes, thank you.
She said there is heat?
That's what she says.
No.
There's a thermometer here. It says it's at 101.6.
Your Honor, may I speak? I have not had no heat since October, and I swear on to God, I even have neighbors and relatives that see I had my stove and oven on. That's totally not true. I would like to have a hearing or something.
That's what we're here for today.
Okay, well, my heat was not working, period.
Okay,
I swear on my mom, my
where's
heat.
where's the proof, sir, that you don't have heat? Did your electric bill go or your gas bill go up or something? I'm not.
My electric bill, yes, my electric bill is in Capicom's name,
Okay,
and my heat was not working, period.
it was not
Period.
working.
None whatsoever.
Okay. Well,
You can turn the dial up, right or left. If right
what's
or
the
left is
temperature
either
what's the
air
temperature
conditioning
in
or
your
heat.
unit?
Beg your pardon?
What is the temperature in your unit typically?
If I turned my stove off, we done had some cold days. I had to turn my stove, my burners on or my oven. And that's the truth. I swear to God. I wouldn't come here and lie. I don't have time for
Is
that.
there a picture of
And I don't
this?
want to I don't sleep with it on because at night when I'm asleep, because I don't want the apartment to catch on fire.
Well, you shouldn't do it anyways. Is it a gas stove?
No, ma'am, electric.
How are you heating the house with electric burners on the stove?
I just turned the eye on, like I was cooking. It's not totally the truth. It's not the truth at all. My heat has not been working since
You
October.
turn the eyes of the stove on and they heat your house?
Yes, my apartment. I have one bedroom
I have
apartment.
an electric stove. It doesn't heat mine.
Oh, yeah, it heats up pretty good.
No.
It
Not
heats
the,
up pretty good.
the oven might heat you if you turn the oven open, but the burners?
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
heating your house?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, oh.
Heats my apartment,
Okay,
and I have something underneath my front door.
how much rent does he owe?
Respectfully, Judge, this doesn't pass the small test to me. It's $5,870.89. Attorney fees and costs of $172.85 for a total amount of $6,043.74. I'm requesting a hearing judgment today for that balance to be paid by 3/17/2025. Otherwise, the defendant would have to vacate.
And how much is his rent per month?
His monthly rent, Your Honor, it looks like it is $241. However, we have not received payment since 5/5/2024, and that was in the amount of $237.
When?
But 5/5/2024, that was in the amount of $237. But even with that paid, there was still a balance of $3,017.14.
Oh, so there was a payment in May of 2024, but he already had a balance of 3,000?
Correct.
And so it's $200 and something a month for his rent, so he hasn't really paid rent since when? Since 2023,
It looks like
2022?
it doesn't look like he hasn't caught up. I don't even see that he's been in a zero balance since April 30, 2023. He had a balance of 239, a starting balance of 239, but it looks
And
like
when? April?
April 30th of 2023, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Pearl, I don't believe for 1 minute that you've been living in a unit without heat in this winter, and that you notified them that you didn't have heat, and that they failed to come and fix the heat, and that you've been using an electric stove to turn it on and to heat your apartment. I don't believe that. I don't believe that you are operating in good faith. When you are operating in good faith, what you do is you come to the court if they don't fix your heat and you put your rent in escrow, but you have a balance that was accruing long before when you allege your heat was not working. Judgment is in favor of the plaintiff. Your rent date is the 17th. You need to pay the past due rent or vacate by the 17th.
Thanks a whole lot. My heat has been working since October. I know that much. I'm here live.
I know you keep talking about
I know
stuff
I'm
like
not
that.
lying.
I'll remand you for contempt of court.
I haven't done anything, but.
You don't get to yell out in my courtroom.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I wasn't yelling, but I'm upset.
I don't care.
Do you have some paperwork for me?
He can have a seat out there and wait for his paperwork.
Thank you, Judge.
Very good. We're back on the record in the matter of Capital Park. I'm sorry, wrong one. Circle West Apartments versus Terrence Martin. And my understanding is that you all were going to do a conditional dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can approach.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Okay. You signed it, correct?
I did, and Mr. Martin did as well. However, I just wanted to note for the record that 4.201 has not been explained to Mr. Martin.
No worries, I go through it anyways. Okay, very good. Mr. Martin, I have here a consent order for conditional dismissal. The plaintiff is willing to dismiss the case today upon the condition that you agree to the past due rent amount, $2,828.96 plus court costs of $170.04 for a total amount due $2,909. That's for rent due through a period of March 31st, 2025. It says that the tenant must pay that amount in full or vacate by March 31st, 2025. That's what you want to do today? Okay, and you're agreeing to this consent order for conditional dismissal? So that means that you understand that you had a right to be represented by an attorney here today. You understood that, right? You're gonna give that right up? You also have the right to proceed to trial. You could have demanded a jury trial. You understand that? You want to give that right up as well? Anyone threatening you to waive these rights?
No.
Okay, you understand that partial performance will not satisfy this agreement. So you're agreeing to pay that full amount or vacate by the 31st. So you can't pay a portion and stay, and you can't not pay anything and then take some of your things and leave your things behind. If you leave possessions in the property, you effectively are still holding possession of that unit. You understand that? Okay. And so you have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood any of your rights, you can return to the court and request to have this set aside and explain to us how you misunderstood your rights, okay? Get you a copy of the paperwork in just a moment. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, that's just,
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Your Honor, thank you very much for your time.
You're all set.
Thank you, ma'am.
That one was reset, not dismissed. Before you go,
Your Honor, have a great day.
same to you.
Her attorney is Ms. Tolson, speaking with Tyler.
Her attorney is Tyler. No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
why did nothing consistent for him is like more insurance? Okay. For this one? Is it ready? Oh, well, how are you? So Woody's coming with a umbrella. So that would be circumstantial evidence that it's raining outside. Which case do you have, sir?
Plum Street Investment versus Martin, we have a conditional dismissal. It's the new course, ready?
I'm ready. Plum Street Investment versus Barbara Martin, 25-00248, appearance for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Norman Whitty appearing on behalf of the plaintiff's Plum Street Investments LLC.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name's Michaela.
What's your name, ma'am?
Barbara Martin.
Thank you. Today's the date and time scheduled for a hearing. This was for non-payment, termination of tenancy, actually. You can put the terms of the agreement on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a pretty simple one since we were only asking for termination of the tenancy and there's no money judgment requested. Paragraph 3 states that a defendant shall vacate the premises on or before March 19th, 2025. We did discuss that if she didn't vacate by that date, we would have the right to come back to court and obtain a judgment in the order without further notice or hearing to her. And that she could be liable for money damages if additional rents owed or there's damage to the property. I explained her rights under MCR 4.201J, after which she signed the conditional dismissal on the approach.
Thank you. Is that accurate, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're agreeing to have the case dismissed today upon the agreement that you will vacate the premise?
Yes, I'm trying real hard to get out of there.
I'm happy to hear that you're trying real hard, but you understand that you have to vacate by March 19th, correct? And that if you aren't able to do that, or that you don't do that, that they can request judgment to issue against you without noticing you for any more court dates. You understand that?
Yeah.
You understand your right to be represented by an attorney in this
Yeah.
matter? You want to give that right up?
Yes.
You also have the right to demand a trial in this matter. You have the right to have a trial. You want a trial?
No.
Okay, so you want to give the right up trial? up.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone threatening you to give these rights up?
No.
Okay, you have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood those rights, you can return to the court, request to have the conditional dismissal set aside and explain how you misunderstood your rights, okay? We'll get your copy in just a moment. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the complainant, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
Ms. Beechner.
Yes, Your Honor.
South Washington Park versus Sonia Beechner, 25-00206. Appearance, please.
Alex Solzman on behalf of plaintiff, Your Honor.
And Ms. Beechner is present in court without counsel. Today was the date set for non-payment of rent hearing. Did you resolve the matter?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a consent judgment. This is a termination of tenancy matter. We have a consent judgment that the defendant will vacate on or before March 17th, 2025.
That's complete and accurate, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you understand your right to be represented by an attorney?
I do, ma'am.
You're gonna waive that right?
Yes, I do.
You have a right to proceed to trial. You can demand a jury trial. You understand that?
I do, ma'am.
You're gonna waive that right.
I do.
Anyone threatening you to do that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're agreeing to have judgment entered by consent whereby you will vacate the property no later than March 17th and turn over the keys, correct?
Correct, ma'am.
You have 3 business days from today's date. If once you leave here, you realize you misunderstood your rights, you can return to the court and request to have that set aside, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get you a copy in just a moment. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's see, I've not seen Mr. Ogden with me unless I missed something. Our schedule. Everything needs a party. Michelle Pugmire. He had a 30. If he did? Yeah. Okay, this is Raz Inur LLC versus Andrea and Donald Leanfelter, 25-00267. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ronald Bach here for the plaintiff, Raz Inur LLC.
State your name for the record, please.
Don Donald Leanfelter.
Thank you. Today was the date scheduled for hearing. This is for non-payment of rent. You can put your resolution on the record.
There is no resolution, Your Honor. We're gonna ask for another date.
Right.
I've met with the defendant here, the tenant. His wife is not here today. He states that they are out of the property, left the keys on it. That it was news to our maintenance supervisor here. So, and there's also, I could just dismiss, but there's an issue with a small amount of money judgment. Made a substantial payment yesterday, on its way out the door, which is, shows a lot of good faith in my opinion. But there's still a small balance. I thought if we get another date, maybe him and the landlord can resolve the issue of the money judgment, as well as go to the property and verify that he's out. He states he's got a small amount of property in the property or outside of the property that he still needs to go get, but a couple weeks might do everybody a little good.
March 26th at 2:30. Got any questions today?
No, ma'am.
Hopefully you'll get everything out and pay your whatever is remaining, and they can just dismiss. If they do that, you don't need to appear on the 26th, okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. We'll get you a notice and you're all set.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you. I need a dismissal for Pugmire because let me double check in judge sign. I didn't see anything in my judge sign today. Your C is still pending. Oh, okay, wait, the Jennings thing, it did just come through. I see it now, but I already signed it. So I'm not gonna sign it. You put the Jennings, conditional dismissal and on base.
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna not sign this one.
Wait, let me double check.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Jennings, yes, I already uploaded it.
Okay, what sign? No, that's fine. I'm just, there's one in on base. I'm not gonna sign it because we did that one. Or the one.